Namaste Sharanye Shive Shanukampe Namaste Jagadvyapike Vishwarupe Namaste Jagadvandyo Namaste Jagattarini Trahi Durge Namaste Jagatchintamana Sharupe Namaste Mahayogini Jnanarupe Namaste Sadananda Nandaswarupe Namaste Jagattarini Trahi Durge. O Mother Divine, you are the remover of the miseries of the devotees. You are the eternal refuge, ever blissful and ever compassionate. To you I bow down. You pervade the whole universe, and you assume the cosmic form. To you I bow down. Your lotus feet, the whole universe worship. I bow down to you. You are the savior of universe. Do protect us. To you I bow down. O Mother Divine, your true form is the object of meditation for the whole world. To you I bow down. You are the embodiment of the higher yoga and knowledge. You are the delight of the ever blissful Lord. To you I bow down. You are the savior of the universe. Do thou protect us. To you I bow down. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace be unto us all. Today, very special day. Happy Mother's Day. And it is the special remembrance of the mothers. In at least one day we remember our mother, her kindness, her grace. But in Indian style, they say that you have to remember every day. They say, Matri Devo Bhava. Your mother be your God. Other God, forget that. Start with your mother. So there is a great reference in every culture about mother. And all the motherly qualities we have just read in our opening verse, chanting what we studied, all the qualities has been mentioned there. So mother is a honoring mother, and mother plays a great role in our life. What we are today, mostly we receive from our mom and also dad. There is a great impact in our life. All the great souls, we find that they are the greatest, they show their greatest respect for their mother. Say Swami Vivekananda, if you like, Sri Ramakrishna, avatars like that. Though they had to renounce life for the good of others, but they are really the lovers of their mother, and they are really grateful forever any goodness in them. So mother is not just the biological parents, as we are discussing today, because Buddha and our Shankara will be, the birthdays coming soon, so we want to coordinate all this mother and motherly nature of them. That is the topic of our subject today. So it is honoring mothers and maternal roles in the family and in the society. Particularly today's society, we need motherly feeling of love, compassion, of consideration, forgiveness, grace. All these are very needed in human society to survive. But we have to understand that these divine qualities, what mother cherishes, is mostly in Buddhism and in even Vedanta, we find the same principles. Mother may, we are thinking of, say, this Buddha's birthday is coming on 12th, and Shankara's is coming soon. So we are considering they have a mother heart. that same quality of compassion, redemption, protection, loving the humanity, which is all failures and frustrations, whatever weakness, from there to redeem them up. That is the purpose of their coming. Avatar means, as we discuss again and again, who comes down. Who comes down? God Himself comes down. So it is an example of infinite compassion, infinite kindness, to take that a form of a human personality, and who being the infinite reality, to take a form and to redeem, and they suffer like us, as the mothers, our earthly mothers, suffer so much. We don't recognize that. From our childhood, we are grown up now, we don't think about how mother suffered for us. So the Divine Mother, that is the part, she suffers so much. It is but out of love, unbounded love, unconditional love. Our love is conditional, but mother's love to the baby is unconditional. Whatever may be the mother, when the baby is born, till baby goes into the adulthood, this love is unconditional love. So it is on the condition of the child, not on her own condition. That's the beauty of unselfish love. Selfish love, I love you on my condition. And unselfish love, I love you on your condition. Whatever you are, the child soils the cloth, mother does not get irritated. It's lovingly she does. But can he do for anyone? No. Because that is the sign of unconditional love. And God, when incarnates, it's infinite compassion, infinite suffering they have to go through. Because God, Lord of the universe, coming down into the human form as Krishna, as Rama, as we are talking about Buddha and Shankara. It is only out of Bhuta Anujigriksha. Anujigriksha means compassion, limitless compassion. In Vedantic perspective, we find that it is unconditional love, it is unselfish love, unbounded and not dependent on the merit. Someone is meritorious, someone is worth giving, he can give return to me something, I can love him because I can get back something. But when you don't get back anything, but you only give, that is called unconditional. And that unconditional love comes out of the fullness of heart. And mother loves us, protects us, even one is not deserving. This compassion and forgiveness is the very foundation. There is a song in Bengali that if the son or a child become even bad, but mother never turns bad. But we may have different experiences also. But I am not talking of those mothers. We are talking about mother, actually what is called mother. It is only giving. So creative force also, it is called the mother in Vedanta. So out of that infinite becomes the finite, and the multiple creation comes because of the Shakti. It is the Srishti Shakti, the creative force. That is what is called Maya. And protector of the children and destroyer of all evils from the child. That's why she takes the different forms of Mother Durga, Mother Kali. And she's holding some fearful form. That fearful form to protect the child and remove the inner and outer darkness of ignorance from the heart of that. That's why mother worship is so prominent in Vedantic idea, and we call it Tantra and other. Tantra and Vedanta are not different. Tantra is the practical application of Vedanta. And this love is manifest in highest when mother bestows what is called Gyan or knowledge. And knowledge takes away all our ignorance. Therefore, mother ultimately gives the wisdom according to Vedanta. Shankaracharya also prayed, no? Oh mother, please remove my ignorance and open the door of knowledge to me. So it is said the mother, unless mother opens the door, the wisdom and knowledge. No one can be established in knowledge and wisdom. Sri Ramakrishna saw that, no? On the Benaras, when he was in the boat, he saw that the dead body is there, and mother comes first and unties the knot. That's the compassion, to remove the ignorance of the child. And then Shiva is giving the mantra, Tarak Brahma mantra, and Ramakrishna said the soul becomes free. So entanglement from all worldly bondage is ultimately untied by the Divine Mother. That is the idea according to Vedanta. And if you go to the Buddhism, in Mahajana and Vajrayana, both traditions, motherhood as a symbol of enlightenment, that qualities. No, what is the appearance of motherhood? That is, it is called the Mahakaruna, great compassion. And that is the compassion is called the Bodhisattva idea. After realizing their highest, they keep their body for the redemption of others, that Bodhisattva idea. And it is limitless love, and that is manifested in the form of Mother Tara, they call Avalokiteshwarishwara. And in this, taking this form, it redeems the suffering of the child, the people who are following them. She is the mother of wisdom that gives birth to enlightenment. Pragya Paramita, the perfection of wisdom, that is called the mother of all Buddhas. That is also, all are emphasizing on compassion, redemption. So, in a short discussion, if we find that unconditional love, in any tradition we go, unconditional love and loving only for love's sake, not expecting anything, that is in the mother power. And it's a loving power, love-giving power and living power. And she is the embodiment of forgiveness and nurturing the child till one gets liberation. And we call nirvana, or you can samadhi. So it is that's why all through spiritual life, the compassion is a very important factor. And it's mother's grace, that's why you call grace. And that mother, in a synopsis we can see it is the love of mother, mother's protection. Mother keeps us in our spiritual life, protector and liberation. So if we see this way, that avatara, Advaitic perspective, or whenever we talk about Buddhism, we find that this love of mother is manifested in the life of Buddha, in the life of Shankara. Today, philosophically, we all know Buddha and Shankara, they are talking about the same reality, though it is according to Ramakrishna tradition, we all follow Sri Ramakrishna. So it is, they have experienced the same truth, and they wanted to preach the truth to the society on the time and on the context when it happened. That is the particular time when the need was one. That's why Buddha appeared. And in another time, Shankara came just to redeem the humanity from ignorance and suffering. Buddha, in his life, he was not a biological mother, or Shankara is not a biological mother, but carried the heart, the love, unconditional love for humanity, full of tender compassion, and the tireless care, forgiveness, fierce commitment to relieve the suffering of his children or of those who take refuge, protection and fearlessness. So we find that they come only to give liberation, the ultimate goal. And the two idea, Vedanta will say it is their ultimate reality is Brahman, but Buddhism may say, no, it is Shunya. Shunya and Purna, that is the major conflict into this philosophical understanding, but experiential understanding, that is only the same. There is no Shunno, no Purno. Who will say it is Shunno? Who will say it is Purna? Who will say it is infinite? Who will say it is that is void? Void, and all these words are coming when one coming down from the experience to our level. And they are expressing. Some say, I cannot say anything, it is all Shunna. Some say, no, it was so joy, great joy. Looking at the same thing from both angles. As we normally hear all the time the example, the glass is half full or half empty. So that is the same thing. Looking at the truth, which direction? From the worldly purpose, this is not there, not there, not there. So this world is not. Ultimately everything is negated. And at the ultimate point there remains nothing. Till we can go on analyzing. As much as you can go, the ego, last trace of ego, that far, up to that far. It is not this, not this, not this, not this, not this. So all this is gone. So who will say? It is ultimately, when you try to measure it, by that time I is gone, intellect is gone, ego is gone, mind is gone. So who will say it is Shunna or who will say it is Purna? That's why silence is the name. But Vedanta tries to express it in a positive language so that we can understand a glimpse of that reality. That's why it is said. But Buddhism also is called Bodhisattva. And what is Bodhisattva? It is enlightenment. Enlightenment of what? And from where enlightenment? We are going to get enlightenment from where? And that means ignorance, to overcome the ignorance. Anyhow, so philosophically, there may be two terminologies, but experientially Ramakrishna has reconciled that, and he said why Buddha will be a Shunyavadi or nihilist. He could not express only what he has experienced. So Vedanta also cannot express what we can experience, one Brahmajnani can experience. So we find that sadhana is also same, practice also. Eightfold path, 4 principles. Vedanta also accepts, not in this formula, but it accepts the same truth. The world is full of dukkha. No one to say. Particularly we are passing through such a time. No one will have to say, life is joyful. Who will say here, life is joyful? No one to say. Whether Buddhist, whether Vedantist, whether... it is a fact of life, that life is what is, we see it. But that is not life, there is a greater life, and that's why Buddhas and Shankaras come, and that's why they lay the path. So, path of eightfold path. So Vedanta and sadhana is to, all is temporary, all is temporary, all is temporary. Okay? And what is Vedanta says? It is anitya, anitya, anitya. It is all unreal, all unreal, all unreal. So what is the distinction between this sadhana? I think that is the point. People, if they want to do sadhana, spiritual practice, then there is no confusion. But the confusion is that sitting idle and talking big talks. And only philosophizing, dry intellectualism, which is a cause of all suffering, and misguided intellect. So therefore, we find that the Buddha and Shankara, they came, both of them, to show us the path, show us the light. We find that how Buddha's life was full of motherly heart. We hear the story. Few stories I will try to remember today. Is Kisha Gautami. You have known this story, Buddha's life. Say, this lady lost her child, son. And he was crying soberly, and then ultimately brought the child to Buddha. And were crying, you are a holy man, please make my child come back to life. And he was crying and weeping, and Buddha felt very compassionate, as usual, natural. And then only, you know the story, then he asked, directly, he didn't give a big sermon. When someone is dead, don't give big sermon. Okay, Maya, Nitya, this, that will not work there. Someone who has lost his son or someone who has lost his own beloved, the big Vedantic talk we will not do there. It's only to see how Buddha solved. He only said, okay, to give the knowledge. And how the knowledge given? Buddha said, okay, I can try, but you can only give me few mustard seeds. The mustard seeds, you can go and beg any home, and if you can bring some mustard seeds, then I'll be able to help you. Then he said, okay. She was excitedly going to go collect some mustard seed from some nearby homes. But as soon as he said, wait, you will have to ask, before that type of mustard seed should be needed here, that house, they will say that house never seen any death. They do not know what is death in their home. That means, ask from a home, ask, anybody died in this home? Give me some mustard seeds. And actually the mother went very sincerely, door to door, knocking at the door. Can you give me some mustard seeds? Everyone, why? But my dead son will be alive then. Okay? So very interesting. And everyone is excited to give. But listen, did anybody died in this home? No, my dad died, my mom this way, my grandma this way. Okay, no, that this mustard seed will not do. And went on door to door, and got the knowledge, death is natural and death is inevitable. Death of the body is inevitable. And she came back, and that is the way she understood. So, she gave, it is Buddha's compassion, much deeper compassion than our worldly, sympathetic few words. He could awaken the inner consciousness by giving the lesson that every home there is a cry. Every home people die. We die. Our forefathers died. Our mom, dad, grandpa, grandma. In every place, every home, there is no home where you cannot say that there is death has not entered there. Death of the body. So don't expect this. Your son also died. Without saying so. So she realized every home has suffered a loss and awakened her consciousness. Truth of impermanence. That is the philosophy of whole teaching. Impermanence. Everything is impermanent. If we really remember one principle in our life, peace comes in our life. We are so serious about petty things, everyday incidents happening. But if we know it is impermanent, there is nothing permanent here. The sun is not permanent, the cloud is not permanent, happiness is not permanent, suffering is not permanent. It's coming and going, coming and going, coming and this is only, there is no permanent happiness or permanent joy in this body. There is no deathless situation being in the embodied being. So that transformed her life. Buddha does not argue, but does not give any good sermon, but the loving care, he tenderly guided this mother to come to the highest truth by the experience that everywhere there is a cry, there are tears of loss, and so this must be accepted. So this is one story of Buddha where we find that he is guiding people to come out of this. Other than philosophical thing, these small stories indicate that how his motherly heart is really considered. He could have said, okay, death is inevitable, get out. This is natural. Why are you asking me to? Huh? Your question does not stand. I believe that everything is impermanent. So why are you cry is also not true. You are not true. So everything is not true, not true, not true. There is a story of one early day story that one monk says that Satchidananda is the reality. And Buddhists say it is not there, non-existence. There is nothing, there is nothing, there is nothing. So the sadhu, the Vedanta monk with his disciple was walking and going from village to distant land. And they stopped at one place and they wanted to get some hungry, so get some to purchase something from a nearby shop. They went, there are some things to eat. And he asked in the shop and asked for, can you give me some, say, rice, give potato, this, that, and give me this. And seeing the monk, he said, it is not there. It's not there, I see it, it is, rice is here, why not? No, it is not there, because Vedanta and Shunyavad, a void theory, nothing, 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 nothing. And then he said, okay, then give me some puffed rice. And not there. And it is, I see there. No, it is not there. And he could not purchase anything and came back to his guru and said that the shopkeeper says there is nothing and I could not collect anything. I tried my best. Then he said, you go back to him and ask him, who says it is not there? Catch him. Bring him. Who is saying it is not there? Anubhuyante yena tamko nivarayat. By which this experience is coming, bring that experiencer. Who can say that it is not there means somebody is saying it is not there. So he is there. So bring him. That is the Vedanta. So that is the philosophical difference. But the question of Shankara's love is also here. Shankara, as in another story here, that Sikh monk, Buddha, suffering from dysentery, and everyone's avoiding to touch him. And so when he was kept like that, when Buddha discovered and found that Sikh monk soiling his cloth and everything, Buddha went himself and then cleaned his bed and tended him and said that afterwards he take care of that monk and cleaned him in his hand, and then other devotees then followed him. But he said, whoever would tend to me, let him tend to the sick. That is, no task is too low, no suffering too unpleasant. Buddha showed that unconditional embodiment of care, attention. Another example is very exciting example in Angulimal, one story. He was a pure bandit. He had killed many people and he used to cut the thumb and make a garland in his neck. That's Anguli Mala, the garland of Anguli. That means he is killing is nothing for him. Go and kill somebody and then cut the thumb and do. So when he tried to attack Buddha was going from one place to another and he entered into a jungle in a path. It was very dense jungle. Then everyone said, why are you going? No, this is the shortest route, so I'll go through this. And then Angulimal came and he confessed Buddha from a distance and said, stop. But Buddha didn't stop and went forward. And then after going somewhere when he stopped, Buddha said, I have stopped. Angulimal, you must stop too. And what happened is transformation came in him. And he showed his compassion and he totally transformed. Then he asked for redemption and Buddha saw that his heart is something else, his expression is something different. So she saw no criminal in him, but a soul in pain and offered redemption. Angulimal threw down his weapons, fell at the Buddha's feet, and begged to become a monk, and Buddha accepted him. And that this acceptance is very rare, no? Say, a person who is of good character, good teachers accept them as a student. But a bandit of that nature, to accept him, to show kindness, they say motherly heart. But what happened whenever he became a monk, Angulimal, but he was criticized by everyone because he is a bad bandit and he is now wearing a Gerua cloth under Buddha and then becoming a holy man. So the people used to criticize, sometimes these young people used to throw stones towards him, and bruised and cut, sometimes he used to come back to Buddha and complain, the people are doing that. So Buddha, what he said? Buddha's teaching, bear it patiently. You are experiencing the result of your past karma. Had you not renounced, you would have suffered much more. So that was the response, that had you not become... And then he endured all these sufferings, taking it as the repentance and his own wiping out his bad karmas. So, but the teaching what Buddha gave and the life he showed, it is in accepting even those who are unacceptable in the spiritual domain. Now, we find that Shankara's life. Shankara is called the Samkarati iti Shankara. Shankara by name Shankara, but all auspiciousness is called Shankara, one who makes everyone happy. The Adi Shankara, a towering philosopher, a champion of Advaita Vedanta, yet had so much tender and compassionate motherly heart. So we are thinking of this motherly heart today to feel that let us imbibe some motherly qualities. So Shankara went to beg food from one home to other home, and he reached ultimately to a poor beggars, a poor family, one old lady, and seeing a monk like him, Shankara, young boy, bright, brilliant, and asking for some food, and that poor lady had nothing to give. So he has shown one small fruit which is called amlaki. What is the English translation, amlaki? Gooseberries. So gooseberry. So it was nothing. She could find one gooseberry and he offered it to Shankara. And then Shankara deeply moved, her love, her devotion and her sweetness. And he then prayed to Kanakadhara, to Mother Divine, by Kanakadhara Stotra called Ma Lakshmi, to Lakshmi. And he prayed, O Ma. Instantly Shankara prayed, O Ma, Sampadakarani, you are the giver of wealth. Sakalendriya Nandanani, you are the giver of pleasure to all the senses. Samrajyadana Vibhavani, giver of the rights to rule even kingdoms. And she is lotus-like, and you are the Sararuha Akshi, your eyes are lotus-like. Tat Bandhanani, she to whom the salutations remove all miseries fast, and my mother, to you are my salutation. And a few verses, but I have only quoted one or two. And then he says, O Mother, Devi Prasida, be gracious, Jaganmata, the mother of the universe, Jagat Mohini, you are the enchantress of the entire world. You have kept deluded everyone in this Maya. In different times, it is your remembrance alone that is our strength. Whenever we fall in difficulties, and you help us. That type of prayer, you can see composed spontaneously one such stotra and Shankara, and then his miracle happened that gooseberry became a golden gooseberry, and that removed all the suffering of that lady. It is a very simple story, maybe miraculous story. In the life of Christ we find miracle. In all the incarnations life we can find such miracles. It's a miracle, but not that point is not important. Important that Bhagavan Shankara, though is Advaita Vedanta, who says everything is impermanent, everything is unreal, not this, out and out monk. He is so kind to the lady who has nothing to eat or stay in her home. Her poverty, to remove the poverty of such a person, it also is showing how much she felt for the suffering of others. So we don't focus on the aspect of Shankara. Shankara, when we talk about, Shankara is a dry-hearted, intellectual personality. That is the impression given. But this is the point, he is an avatara. When avatara comes, the redemption becomes natural. So Shankara did not pray for himself, but for the grace and dignity that removes the suffering of this poor lady. His appeal is of the motherly empathy. So ordinary amala, or the gooseberry, removing the poverty of the poor lady. Shankara's own mother, a story. Shankara, when we renounce our life, man monk, who is your mother, who is your father? No, Shankara's Pita naiva me, Mata no janma. We chant those Shankara's verses. Who is mother, who is father? I have no mother, I have no father. Yeah, true, I am Brahman, but see, when it comes to her own mother, his own mother, you know that story. Her mother's name was Arjamba, and he wanted to be a monk. That story you know, when he was about 7 years old, he is destined to die. So at that time, only you can live longer if you take a sannyas, you become a monk. So he actually, death of the physical body is done when you take sannyas with the vows and your shraddha ceremony, all the ritual rites and rituals of death. So Shankara's own mother, but she was caught into a crocodile while swimming in the river, and she was going to say, Ma, give me permission, the crocodile is taking me to kill me, actually. And he was drawn into the waters of the river, and Ma fainted by giving, okay, you become monk. But when Shankara came up, the crocodile left, and he came up, and then he said, Ma, you have given me the permission, so let me go for my sannyas. They said, and then he promised that whenever you will remember me, I will be here, present with you, and I will take your last responsibilities, last rites. So the story goes on. Shankara was moving from one place to another, then he met Guru, and on the bank of Narmada where he was sitting, and now one day he felt mother is calling, as it were, and so he mystically traveled hundreds of miles, as you know, by making into subtle body, moved into another place and came to mother. And mother served the mother to the end, and then took care of mother, and also fulfilled her last desire to show her Ishta Devata, who she was meditating all through the life before death. She made it real that Shankara's mother is seeing Arjamba, saw her Ishta Devi, and then appeared before him. And then she left the body after having that, observing his Ishta Devata. Then he took care of the rites and last rites of mother. That's a story. I have no time. So, but it is it is not likely that a monk should go for these rites after this death of somebody. It is not common, it is against the normal monastic principle. But he made an exception for mother. That's why it is Shankara made an exception out of deep filial piety and love, performed her Shraddha rites himself, facing great opposition from the local orthodoxy, but went beyond the dogma. So though it is dogma, that society rules are like that, but he ignored them and took them beyond out of love for mother. So this also shows how much love for mother Shankara had for her mother. Ramakrishna, being a Brahmagyani par excellence, used to go to see everyday mother. And everyday mothers used to sit in the, do the pranam to Ma, and every day ask mother, how are you, this, that, like that. So this is they cross the limitation of rules and regulations because of their simple love for mother. And we can find that there are other stories. Shankara's love for moves in so many angles. The one story is there, Ugra Bhairav. When Shankara was in Shaila, Sri Shaila, one holy place, famous, and there were some Kapalik. What is the Kapalik? Kapalik means what?
Skull bowl.
They hold skull bowl and they do some left-handed sadhana for this, and also the human sacrifice for achieving their goal, all this type of one type of practice which is very horrible. So that Ugra Bhairav, he was there in Kapalika, and Shankara went to visit that place, Sri Shaila, and famous Kapalika, the one of them who is the leader of that group, entire group, he was the leader of the clan, Ugra Bhairava. He came to argue with Shankara and was defeated ultimately, and he ultimately took the discipleship of Shankara. But his intention was different. So he is very good devotee of Shankara and serving and doing this. And then one day he cried and cried and cried before Shankara. Why are you crying so much? No, I have some desire I cannot say in front of all. So I want to have some achievement in my spiritual goal. I am doing so many years spiritual practice, but I want to achieve something. I will live with Lord Shiva in the Shiva Loka. I will be living with him. But Shiva came and gave me the blessings that if you can do some sacrifice of a king's head or the head of a very holy monk, and with that you do the sacrificial fire, then you will attain to that goal. Very queer idea. Anyhow, he expressed that idea, I want to achieve that. But Shankara says, what will happen if you go with the Shiva Loka and live with Shiva? But that's also duality, that's not the ultimate goal. Ultimately is oneness. But still, I am bound to do that, I will have to do that. So I will go for that. So he ultimately agreed, and okay, but how can you will, Shankara's love, see Shankara's love, to fulfill the desire of an idiot like that. He sacrificed his life, okay, I will follow you. But what will happen? How can you protect me from my disciples? Other disciples are there, they will catch you. Then he said, okay, we will do it on such and such day. That is a new moon night, and you will be coming in the middle, I will be standing in the darkness somewhere, and you will go together, I will guide you to that place, and there you will be there. Puja worship going on and home fire, and there I will make the sacrifice. He agreed, Shankara agreed, and Shankara agreed, and at that night he started his journey, and everyone is sleeping that time, midnight. So all the disciples were sleeping. Shankaracharya went up and silently moved to the destination. And halfway, that Ugra Bhairav, he came and took him, and he was excited, very happy. Today that sacrifice will happen. And then he was going, and he took him to the spot where sacrifice will be offered. He said, now Shankara, please, you agree and you get ready to, I am doing the preliminary puja. And Shankara says, give me some time. Let me meditate. And he went into meditation, deep samadhi. Shankara was in deep samadhi. And then afterwards, that he raised him again and he came back from that and just his head was put and now this chopping will be done. And suddenly there came a Nrisingha, half lion, half man, that form of God. And with a furious, terrible noise appeared, that Nrisingha appeared and took that sword from the hand of the Kapalik, which was going to be in the head of Shankara. And that lion, man, what you call lion, half lion, and Narasingha, half lion, half man, and took the sword and chopped the head of the Kapalik. And then all the other disciples also were running. They all assembled there and they saw this. It is the story that story is that the Padmapada, who is the disciple of Shankara, he was sleeping. He suddenly felt that his guru is being taken to somewhere for chopping his head. And the Kapaliks have taken it. So and Padmapada in the dream, he woke up and he does not know what to do. He saw the dream that his guru is not found here and where to find him. Shankara is not available. So they are all worried and tensed and everyone thinking, and he then simply remembered Nrisingha Deva, his Ishta Devata, and he prayed. And Nrisingha Devata has given a boon that when you will remember for any purpose, I will save you. So he said that I saw that mystic dream and I lost my consciousness and I do not know what happened afterwards. That Padmapada, Narasingha entered into Padmapada's body as it were, and through the body he killed him. Shankara, afterwards the Kapalik was killed and Shankara's life was saved. Then he asked, why did you do that? We are monks. We are dedicated for the good of others. If one person can get joy, I have agreed to give my life to that purpose. Why did you do that? Well, I didn't do anything, please forgive me. Because I was only praying to Narasingha, my Ishta Devata, to protect my Guru. And what happened, I do not know after that vision. Narasingha came or what he did, I do not know how all these stories. But please forgive me if I have done anything wrong. I wanted to save my Guru. But point is that whatever may this story, it is very exciting story. I could not have described you much dramatically. But yes, really it is a many surprising thing that Shankara will agree to that proposal. Someone is telling, I'll chop your head. Well, okay, you make a plan. Which day I'll follow you. How much selflessness, how much compassion, how much the motherly love for the poor guy. He's not seeing the Kapalik's other fratricide, but he's fulfilling even the desire for the... So Shankara's life, we find that it is such situation, it is infinite love for the... So this is the way we find that Shankara has shown. Once another story of Shankara is there, that Shankara was going to Mukambika, where there is a temple of mother, and that mother, Shankara went from one place to another place, just conquering one place with Vedanta, preaching Vedanta that way, arguing with the local Pandits, and then putting their false reasoning and established Vedantic principle. So he went to Mukambika. Mukambika is a holy place of pilgrimage, where people go there for knowledge and also for prosperity. And Mother grants all those things, that is the belief. And also another is Muk, the dumb, becomes eloquent by Mother's grace. That's why the place is Mukha Ambika. Mukha is mouth, Ambika, that Mother who gives the dumb person to speak, no? Or wisdom she gives. So Shankara went there, and like that story of the Buddha's life, here also Shankara went, and one parents came with a dead child and is begging him to give life back. So he put the child in the feet of Shankara, and Shankara to give back the life. Shankara then was melted into devotion and compassion, and then she prayed to Mother Mukambika. One verse was, one hymn was composed, and after that prayer, the child became little lively and he became alive. No, this is like another, what you call the miracle. That's miracle of God. But then it has become, he didn't ask for any benefit for himself. Shankara didn't want, but it is for the mother and father who are losing their child to give back their life. So that was his contribution here. But Shankara was flooded with tears of joy, and though he is detached from everything, but he could not stop being compassionate to these parents to bring back their child into life. So this is the mother's heart of Shankara. And it is also an idea that he is a worshipper of Nirguna Brahman, but he is also a worshipper of Saguna Brahman. Mukambika, the story, and other stories are proving that they are going to temple, worshipping mother, worshipping gods and goddesses. It is not contradictory. Vedanta, normally we think that Advaita Vedanta does not have any place for worship, devotion, or doing puja, etc. It is for different categories. Shankara himself has shown and composed so many beautiful verses and hymns, so we can chant, so that we can grow in devotion and love. So what we want to say here today, that Buddha and Shankara both are incarnations of God. They are the embodiment of love and dedication, and their life, they are not dry people for only reasoning and argumentation, intellectual being, but their entire life shows motherly love, motherly compassion. First of all, it is the motherly love. Otherwise, how the infinite God will come down into the earth like us, suffering like us? Birth is difficult, childhood is difficult, living in a society is difficult. You are a good person, your jealousy will come for your other person who looks at you. And how they can endure this much suffering, being the Lord God of the universe? That's the thing we have to see. That's why to the Mother's Day, we remember them only just going through some stories, just to feel, let us have some motherly heart open up more, and love for God, love for humanity, love for everyone. Thank you all.
Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Buddha
Next Sunday, what is that? Where is that?
Next Sunday.
Oh, Swami Vivekananda and the Divine Mother. Next week, Swami Vivekananda and Divine Mother, that will be the subject, and it will be Swami Mahayogananda speaking here in Hollywood. And other weekly classes are there, but I will request you to remember, mark the date of 27th, Tuesday evening, we have Swami Atmarupananda, who is the head of Vedanta Center in Great France. He will be visiting. He was here in Trabuco as also in Southern California, and he is coming 27th. You can book your calendar to 27th Tuesday. Memorial Day, yes, that's an important point. Memorial Day this Monday. No? 26th, sorry, yeah. 26th is Memorial Day, and then 27th is also another program, so remember both. So, and Memorial Day reading, we read the, Kichu Gondogol, তুমি বলে দাও তো.
I remind you, tomorrow evening is Buddha.
Tomorrow is Buddha. See, so many things are now coming up. Today is also afternoon, we go to Swami Vivekananda house. You see, I'm missing all these things. So let us start from there. Today at 3:30, we go to some Vivekananda house for our retreat, for the afternoon retreat. Tomorrow, 11:12, is 7:30 to whatever this Buddha's birthday celebration. And then Saturday, Karma Yoga. And
afternoon memorial service with Sarvadevananda.
And then 18th is Mahayogananda speech here.
17th in the afternoon, memorial service.
Oh, 17th. Yeah, of course, they may not know. There will be a memorial service of one of our devotee, Tapati Bhaumik, at around 4 o'clock, no? 3 o'clock. 3 to 4. Anyway. 3 now? Okay. Anyhow, and today we'll, after this, we'll go to the question answer session in the living room. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Panamastu. So please look at your calendar, and also we have in our website all these things are given. Please join us.